Hey, what's up? We're live. How do you like this thumbnail here? I think it's one of my
Yeah, and
better
the
works.
left is from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, James Gunn. He's the keeper of DC now. New
Oh wow,
DC
Qui
guy.
Gon Jinn's not happy.
Uh, eh, I'd say he's all right.
I
I,
mean, when
I
was
think
he
it's a
ever
little,
happy?
it's a little reactionary, but I think I just like having him giving the finger, and then Mickey's all. There's some more stock news. Stocks are not doing good for Disney. I don't know. I don't know on this one. It actually might not be the best. I was just looking into it, and there's not a lot of. I don't know. There's nothing on the horizon that's hopeful for Disney. That's what I will
Are
say.
you regretting buying in so early to the process of the tank?
No, I think it's still. I think it's not really moving much down, but I think it's. I just don't see a big uptick anytime soon. There's nothing on the horizon that says like, oh, they'll make money off this. Maybe that Mustafa movie, but even that, it's like I think people are kind of. I think people are sick of all these reboots. Oh, what's up, Mixaplex? Good evening. But yeah, fuck
Dub
Disney Star
mix.
Wars. Yeah, first thing to talk about, Liam Neeson blasting Star Wars
Mixplex,
here.
you must have like notifications on, right? So
I
it's
feel like
nice
he's
to know that
got it.
shit's working.
Yeah, it actually works. That shit works, man.
You love me.
What do you do for work, Mixaplex? You're working late. Well, I don't know. Well, no, I guess you're probably Eastern time. So yeah. Hopefully it's nothing too midnight shift. Okay, nice. Movies. Support that, man. Get that night shift in there. Burning the midnight oil, as they would say.
Who
But
says that?
you never heard that? They've never heard that term?
I've heard the term. I feel like no one said that since like 1965 or some shit.
I feel like it's a very 70s comment, yeah. I guess it has to do with actually, yeah, this is
Oil
old
prices.
it's old timey. It's like when you used to burn like a lamp with midnight, with oil. So actual literal thing there, pulling an all-nighter. Now, speaking of someone who's not doing that is Liam Neeson. He's sitting back on his laurels, as they would also say. Bringing all these
Yeah,
old timey
I know.
comments in
Uh,
here.
well, didn't he just do another fucking
He's got a movie out right now.
yeah? What is it like? Some adjacent to the fucking
It's another geezer teaser movie where it's gonna get all the old people out to go see it. It's called Retribution.
Okay, yeah. Sounds like it's gonna go straight to video.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's one of those movies that fuck going to watch this in theaters is all for. It's gonna be out in 2 weeks on demand. It's got a 25% on Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah, it's one of these. It's just a movie that's gonna get older people in to go see it, and then that's it. And I like Liam Neeson. I'm a fan. Yeah, maybe he is.
Why?
Well, this is actually maybe is just the only person not to die or to die from a lightsaber stab. Why are people gonna go see it?
No, why? Why are you a fan?
I like Liam Neeson. I always think he's pretty good. I think there's not a lot to dislike. He's a pretty good serious actor. Schindler's List. Taken. I know people like those movies. I think that's actually like what this whole geezer teaser thing where it's like old people are going to watch Liam Neeson is because they like Taken. So it's like, oh, I like Taken, so I'll go see that. That's like he's been like banking on that since 2008, and we're like what, like 15 years later. After that, are we 15 years from 2008? Let's do the math there. 12. Yeah, we are. 15 years from Taken, and he's still making money off that. But yeah, he was saying that Star Wars fandom is a cult. Which, but if you look at the comment, he says he doesn't say it in a super negative way, like it sounds, and that Disney's diluting the brand. Now that we know is true. There's so many movies and spin-offs that
It's
we
not a
also
cult in like a conspiracy theory way, but it's definitely like a, the people who like it, it's almost like political in a way. Like they're just so blinded by whether it's good or bad or any doesn't matter. They're just blindly in love with it.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. I feel like there's just people that'll like whatever. That's like a problem with the Star Wars brand too, is there's people that'll just like whatever is given to them, and it's just come on, come up with something that's
Well,
a
that's
little
the
nice.
issue. They are fine with whatever bullshit they're fed, so there's really no incentive to try and do anything good.
And that's also like an issue I have with that Ahsoka show. Like I'm probably someone that the show's made for because I've seen the Star Wars Rebels TV show, but at the same time, I still think you should be able to make a show that you don't need a prerequisite show for. Not everyone's gonna go into Ahsoka knowing that TV show. I think that's retarded to expect, especially it's kind of a cartoon show that's geared towards younger people. So I guess I think they've definitely said fuck anyone that's, I don't know, older than 40. I think that's a big part of Star Wars is,
Well, why market to a demographic that might be dead soon?
I guess so, but it's like if you think about Star Wars, like the original movies, all those fans were crazy for it. The whole reason Star Wars is a big thing is because the late 70s, early 80s movies. So that generation is still around. They're still going to pay for things. So why like alienate that? That was like what made what it is today. Those people. But here's Liam Neeson on Conan. I guess Conan has a podcast or something. I mean, I'm not surprised.
I've staked out so many areas. You've done so much great work, but you've also been, once you're in a Star Wars film, you're part of that whole lore. Do you have Star Wars fans coming up to you all the time?
Not all the time. It is a cult.
It is, yeah.
There's so many movies and spin-offs now. I think no, you're diluting the whole thing. I think that's my personal thing. And but yeah, occasionally, you say, oh, there's kids after the Star Wars autograph, and I don't want to give autographs. We're in an airport. Oh, it's not the kid; it's the grandfather. There he is.
That's exactly what I'm saying too. It's that's who it's for. That's who it used to be for. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like with sports, like the parents will bring their kids to go and get an autograph, and it's just for them to go put in like a display case or sell.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. I've actually seen it in person. I never I don't know. I never got into doing that. Like I've done a few times where I've met people, and it made me think like I don't ever want to do this again. Like I don't like it. I feel like such a loser.
I've never asked for an autograph of them when I was a kid, and I went to a Trenton Thunder game and I got Homer Bush's autograph, and I don't remember who the fuck that is even.
Actually, I think the only one that I had a good time meeting was the guy who played Herschel in The Walking Dead. And I talked about that Truman Capote movie he was in. I think it's called In Cold Blood. And I said like, "Oh, that movie's really good." And then he was like, "Oh my god, he's like, actually someone wants to talk about something else."
It's called Capote.
No. The first black and white movie is called In Cold Blood. It's from like I think it's probably from the late 60s. And Herschel is
so you're talking about the one with what's his name? Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Well, yeah, that's based on the book in Cold Blood, but the movie in Cold Blood, it's a 1967 movie, and that is a very early part for Scott Wilson. So I mean, when I mentioned it, he was like, "Wow, fucking someone actually knows the movie I'm in besides from fucking The Walking Dead." So he was talking to me, like you could tell he was actually happy to hear about that. He's like, "No one's brought that up today," so that was kind of cool.
I mean,
But
you
yeah,
gonna
he was a
sell
nice
that
guy.
autograph, or it's just to collect dust and then throw out.
It's on my. I got it over here. I mean, I don't get a lot of autographs, but you know, I have it over here right next to my desk. I'm looking at it. It's his headshot, and he signed it. But more of the experience was better. Then I met the guy. He was in Always Sunny, the black guy with the jean shorts, and he's in Walking Dead as well.
Tank?
And
Oh no, that's never mind. That's
what's his name? Search jean shirts, Always Sunny, black guy. Offensive thing to search too.
I could think of worse things in your watch history than that.
I don't know what you're talking about with that.
Yeah, I guess you're right. That's probably you're gonna get a lot of results you might not anticipate.
Yeah, this guy I met, and I brought up Always Sunny, but like it seemed like that was not something uncommon for him to hear. He was what was his character in The Walking Dead? I forget. I liked the character he played in Walking Dead in the
Was he
comic.
related to
Like a hammer?
the girl with afro? Yeah, he had an afro.
Yeah, I remember that character was very good in the comic, and then it kind of like I think they killed him off really quick. And then I think he even said some stuff about like white people being racist. I think he's pretty much canceled. I think he's canceled. Yeah, Chad Coleman is the guy's name.
Pick your battles, man.
Yeah, I think he didn't pick the greatest battle with that. That was a mistake.
No, I could think of easier targets than
Tyrese was the name
He
of the
might as
character.
well have gone like the Kanye West route and just really isolated down to who he was talking about.
I'm looking at. He still gets TV parts. Tyrese was the name of the character in Walking Dead. That was good. That was a really good character in the comic book. One of the best characters in the comic book. They like completely shitted on. That's a show that just fucking went so far downhill that unwatchable. And now there's like spin-offs that I don't know who's into those. I couldn't tell you
I thought
that.
you were watching Fear the Walking Dead.
I watched some of it, but not. It's still going, right?
No.
It's not even done. And now I think there's 3 more spin-offs that have come out from The Walking Dead. There's a Negan and Maggie show, and then a Daryl show, and then something else is going to happen too. I think an anthology show. I don't know that heyday is so far gone that it's just why I keep doing that. Yeah, and even Liam Neeson,
the market's still probably there for it, one way or another.
I guess so. I mean, I guess there's people that are doing the math on that. Someone's buying shit.
Also, it must be cheap enough to do where the overhead's low or something.
Yeah, that could be the case. Yeah, I've never heard Liam Neeson trash talk.
UFC, I can't stand. That to me is like a bar fight. And I know the practitioners will say, no, you're wrong. The months of training we do, why don't you just grab a beer bottle and hit the other guy over the head? That's the next stage from UFC.
I agree with them on that. I don't have much of an affinity for the UFC. Never really liked it.
I don't either. I remember though when it was like really fucking popular when it first came out. Well, maybe not when it first came out.
No, there was a heyday. I mean, it came out
like McGregor,
in the 90s.
Nate Diaz time.
Oh yeah. We're talking like 10 years ago only. Kind of like the early Joe Rogan days is when it was really popular. I think it was I think there's some runoff of that But yeah, no, it's old. I mean, I remember the UFC during like wrestling era. I remember the UFC in like the late 90s. Like it was around then. That was kind of the start of it. I actually at a point, I know I think there was a chance the WWE was gonna buy it. Shane McMahon wanted to buy it. And then I think his dad said not. Vince McMahon told him not to buy it. But and then Dana White bought it. So that didn't work out too well for them. That would have been a good investment. Look where it's at now. I mean, the money that goes on, like it or not, that shit makes fucking money. Here's Liam Neeson, I guess on I don't know, there's some gay guy show. Paul Rudd's on there, which I guess that makes sense. I think he's a gay
I'll be
guy
right
who
back.
else. Yeah.
And are you interested in doing your own spinoff on Disney Plus?
No, I'm not. It's there's
No one's interested in doing their own spinoff in Disney Plus. So he's like so quick to say that. Paul Rudd's looking like, oh, I'd do Ant-Man if you ask.
Would happen. And are you interested in doing your own spinoff on Disney Plus?
no, I'm not. It's there's so many spin-offs of Star Wars. It's diluting.
They're all, you know what's funny? This guy, Andy something, is shaking his head, and then Paul Rudd shaking. They're like, don't say this. Don't do it. Like it's almost like they're trained to not let Disney down. Look at this.
You reprised your role as Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan Kenobi. Did you ever think that would happen? And are you interested in doing your own spinoff on Disney Plus?
No, I'm not. It's there's so many spin-offs of Star Wars. It's diluting it to me.
Look at their faces, being like, is he saying this? He can't say this.
And it's taken away the mystery and the magic in a weird way, you know. It was nice to do the little bit with Ewan after 25 years, 24.
Yeah, he's referring to doing a voiceover part for the Obi-Wan show, which I think it might have took, I don't know, probably 15 minutes in like an audio recording studio. Because I mean, fuck, I'm sure he was like, I'm fucking saying this once and I'm out of here. You have that check? Okay, cool. That's what that whole thing felt like.
4 years, you know. Did a TV version.
He actually even might have done, there's this part in The Force Awakens where there's all these old voiceovers getting overlaid. I think when, I don't know, Rey hears a lightsaber calling to him or her calling to her some bullshit. Yeah, Mickey's about to hit him with a full bar. So yeah, he's gonna get the oranges out. No bruises left on Liam Neeson. That's what you do. That's a prison technique there.
I appeared in the last episode. I had 3 lines to say. 2 lines.
2 lines.
And that was cool. I loved it, man.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. Liam, I love how outspoken you are. You really do not give up.
I think they really don't like how outspoken he is. I think that's.
And
No, I do, Andy. I do. That's why I
No,
like
I
it.
know you do give a. I'm just saying.
No,
in
you don't, and that's why they have to do this little comedic bit.
terms of sharing your opinions,
Oh,
I
no.
enjoy the fact that you just are open and honest.
like the most genuine, authentic badass in
Yes,
there is.
yes, it's true.
You are.
I especially loved reading over the weekend that you called Conor McGregor like a little leprechaun. And you said he gives Ireland a bad name. Now, a lot of people would be scared that like Conor McGregor is going to.
I like that. Yeah, but yeah, fucking Disney, man. They're gonna come after Andy. I don't know who this guy is. Cohen. Andy Cohen. This show's new to me. It's called Watch What Happened Live. Okay. I don't know. But yeah, here I like this little thumbnail I did here for Liam Neeson flipping off Disney Star Wars. Basically, I think he said something we all know, that yeah, the brand's been diluted. It's it's a shame too. It's some people liked Star Wars for the fact that it was a special event. These were special things. When you do a TV show, that's also like kind of a problem with TV. When you do a TV show, it lessens the value of something. and there are some things that are episodic. Star Trek, for one, incredibly episodic. Actually, speaking of James Gunn, and because I know we'll talk about it later, but Batman, I think Batman's pretty episodic. I think it kind of makes sense to do Batman and some superheroes as like a TV show because that's kind of what it was in its comic heyday. That those are episodic. Those are series of stories. You can do a good movie, but I think they are an episodic thing. I think Star Wars really does rely on the mystique, and you needed to just do movies for this, but and Mandalorian hit, and then Disney went all in on paying for that shit. It's like I see it with betting. It's like this is the double down. People are doubling down on that Star Wars TV bets, and Mickey's looking terrified, as he should be. As he should be. And then even with this, there's been just, the data that's come along with all this, new Star Wars news and all this stuff and the new Star Wars shows has not really been that great. So I think that kind of isn't lending itself too great to this whole situation because the data is revealing that, as it looks like, the new Ahsoka show is down in viewership compared to Obi-Wan Kenobi, which was Liam Neeson was referring to right there. I think he recorded an audio session that probably lasted 2 minutes. Good for him. Hopefully he gets that. I don't know. I bet you they paid him like a couple grand just to come in for 15 minutes. Yeah, the viewership is pretty bad. And we don't even know the real viewership. We're going to kind of talk about that, but we just don't even know the real viewership. That's another thing is there's lies going on. Disney lies, man. Disney lied and people died. Disney lied and Goofy died. Here's wow, look how this is also crazy. Just look at like this is how I remember Liam Neeson. Like this period of his age, which would be like 1999 here. And we're looking at 25 years ago is this photo here. Maybe a little more just because of pre-production and post-production. So this is probably from 1998. There's like a 26-year-old photo. Yeah, that's crazy.
You still talking about Liam Neeson?
Yeah, I'm still talking about Liam Neeson. Yeah. I'm just finishing up the Liam Neeson stuff. But yeah, he doesn't give a fuck about talking bad on Disney. So I like that. That's a big plus.
Well, he's probably at the point of his career, he doesn't really give a shit about anything. He's made his money. It's not like he's anything on the line.
Yeah, I think that's the case. Once you've kind of made your Hollywood cash. I mean, he doesn't look
James
good.
Woods, do you think if he really gave a shit about working again, he would just log off Twitter?
Oh, I think he knew he was done, and that's kind of why that whole Twitter thing became a thing. I think he hasn't got a part in a long time.
Oh, okay. He got canceled, and then that was just the reaction.
No, he didn't really get canceled. I think it was just no, he didn't get canceled. That's not the preemptive thing. I think it was just he was saying I'm not really getting cast, so who gives a shit? Like how many few parts am I gonna get anyway? I think that's what happened. He's not gonna have a sit down conversation with Andy. Who's this guy? Andy Cohen, some gay guy on Bravo. But Paul Rudd will. I'll tell you that now. Chris Evans will for sure. He might do a little more with Andy Cohen. You never know. I see Andy Cohen's a Cardinals fan. How are they doing? Did they pan out this year? I thought they're kind of a shit team. Yeah.
They're fucking horrible.
Okay. Well, they're usually one of the better teams in that division, I remember.
They used to be.
For like a long time.
They fucked it all up this year. Their manager's an idiot. He should have been fired way into the season, but he's still there, fucking everything up for me.
Well, that's sports, man. Oh, well, you're probably done with baseball now, right?
No, I'm not done. I wish I was fucking done.
You're not done with
This is
baseball?
the last week in the regular season, and then I have both teams in the playoffs, so I have to do 3 more weeks.
Wait, you're still having
That's
fantasy baseball
excruciating.
going on?
Oh my God, I wish it was over. I wish it was
Wait.
over.
You're not done with fantasy? I thought you were.
I'm one league that ended early,
Oh, okay. Damn.
but that was
That's
the non-standard league. The standard Yahoo shit is another month.
Damn,
and
that
it's just
sucks.
brutal. Yeah, I don't understand why they have to overlap football and basketball together when I thought they were the higher viewed rated options. You know, put baseball on, you know, where it's secondary to something else, and people can just ignore it because it sucks and it's old boomer bullshit. You know.
Well, people like the late era of baseball because this is like the only time that it matters is like the last couple weeks. I don't know. I don't even know what the business. I think that don't the Yankees suck this year?
Yeah, and the Mets, and they both had the two of the highest
like, spent
payrolls
the most.
in the league.
Right. I know the Mets did. I remember hearing that. Like the Mets have overspent for the last 3 years.
Pathetic. I mean, it makes you wonder why their GMs haven't been fired.
I thought they have a new GM and owner for the Mets. Right?
No, I feel like it's been there a couple of years or something. I can't keep up with all that shit. I really like.
My God.
Yeah,
wow.
Little attention I can pay to baseball with getting through it is where I'm at right now. I'm
Yeah, wow. The
so
Yankees are
done with
under
it and over
500.
it.
The Yankees are the last in their league, and they're under 500. What's the Mets?
I don't know. I really don't pay attention to any of that. I just set my lineups and move on.
Oh, the Mets are like basically the same spot, but they're not the last in their division, but they have the same shitty percentage. They're both under 500, which is pretty bad. That's like terrible.
Yeah, given
Yeah,
the
it's
amount
funny,
of
like,
money they invested.
The Braves are the best team in that league, which is like a nothing spend, and then the Orioles are the best team in the other league, and that's also probably like a nothing spend.
I didn't know that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, Orioles are top of that league. And then the Rays.
Division.
Yeah, that division. Orioles, Rays, Blue Jays, Red Sox. But it's a good lead the Orioles have on everything. They have a 3-game lead on the Rays, even. So they're pretty far up there. They kind of probably won that division.
Ian Rappaport says Joe Burrow calf trending in right direction to be 100% for week 1.
Yeah, I figured so. I figured so on that one. He's been kind of back at practice for a while, so I think they just like wanted
nice to hopefully get discounts on players because of bullshit injuries that really didn't matter much at all.
That did seem like a discount on him a little bit.
Yeah, I mean it happened so fucking early in the offseason.
Right. But I mean that's America, man. We're watching these sports, we're doing all these things. That's America. Here's a clip for that. I have a clip directly for that. This is something
America
that I
without
love
the A.
Yeah. America. Yeah, definitely on that one.
Trey
Porno.
Parker never really wanted to get into animation or film. He wanted to be a musician and do.
Yeah, I mean, and I think he wanted to be in musical theater,
Yeah,
which
but
he
he's like all about musicals.
he has since done.
Cannibal.
By the way,
the Cannibal movie, the first thing he
Yeah.
did, the musical.
yeah,
And
but
that's
he's got a hit fucking musical for. I think you could still go see it on Broadway.
Book of Mormon.
Yeah. But you know what's also good is that they did like maybe it's a 25-year thing. They did a concert at Red Rocks, which is from their home state in Colorado. Red Rocks is a really cool stadium. That's an awesome stadium. Did a whole concert of all the South Park songs. That's a really good special. Ween is on there with Primus. That's a good
Yeah, I like
special.
Ween. They got some
But-
good shit.
Besides from that, just like Trey Parker was like really good. It's like, you know, he put on like a good concert for that was basically him that's the star of the show.
I would hope so.
Yeah, but yeah, you can get. Let me see. What's Book of Mormon? What are the tickets at? It's probably expensive. Yeah, we're looking at you're looking at
theater
like
shit ain't
over
cheap,
$100
right?
bucks.
My sister and I were gonna get my mom like some tickets, and it was for
It's like over $100 bucks
give
for
us
this
some
shit, man.
bullshit. And I kept trying
Yeah.
to convince her, like, let's instead of seeing Wicked, let's try and just go to Book of Mormon. So it's like, you know, you're like buying a gift for
That's
yourself.
better. Yeah,
instead.
I mean,
yeah,
it
you know what I'm
has
talking about. You know what I'm
won
talking about when you
9
buy somebody a
Tonys.
gift, but it's like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
you can pass for them, but it's really for you to have to deal with the repercussions of the gift.
No, I remember like getting a DVD player for my mom when like DVD players first came out, and it was just such a bullshit gift. It was so we could watch
Yeah, that's-
DVDs on it.
I mean, I don't try and seek those out, but a self-serving gift is one of the better ones you can pull off.
Yeah, get like a pair and a go-kart or something. Perfect gift.
You don't want to do
Get it
anything too obvious, though, you know, and then it's
like a
you're
Dune,
exposed.
like a dune buggy or something. I might know a little bit too much. Let's take away from a dune buggy.
What do you mean, like a fucking clog?
Yeah, it's a little different. You don't know about a dune buggy?
Well, that's for like sand and shit, isn't it?
Yeah, it can be used elsewhere. It's kind of like a big go-kart. It's like
Is
a big
that road
go-kart.
legal? Can you drive that down the street?
No, probably not. But I saw
That sounds like
I
a
saw
pretty
these,
bad
like,
gift for everyone
on
involved.
4th of July. I saw these like in the neighborhood next to me. It was a procession of golf cart, but they're not golf carts. They're kind of like dune buggies mixed with a go-kart, mixed with a golf cart, and they all had Trump flags and they were riding around. I don't know what
Wait, you saw
for.
that locally? Because I saw that on Twitter a while
I saw
back.
that locally. It was like a street over from me, and I was like walking around just doing a walk, and I saw that, and I was like,
wow.
oh, and they're playing all like the Trump music. Like I think Trump comes out to Macho Man. That's like a big song, which is I guess it's a gay theme, so
It's so gay, yeah.
it works.
Doesn't he
Kinda
know?
works for that
He
fan
grew up
base.
around the time when it. That's
Kind of works for that fan base.
It is, yeah.
I like the gays. Don't like the dancing so much. Yeah, that Shane Gillis. Shane Gillis is brilliant at that
I
impression.
like the song. I don't know about the context.
Yeah, it's hard to do the voice.
I can do the hand gestures better than I can ever do verbal stuff. It's a good song. People say it's gay. I think it's masculine.
It's a little gay, but there's nothing wrong with gay.
I'm very,
Maybe the dancing.
very straight.
You cut
I have
down on
sex all the
dancing.
time with very beautiful women.
Any women I want.
I don't know about that anymore.
Probably not, but I bet he would say it. Guarantee you he would say it. Fuck, I gotta pull up a Trump clip. I gotta pull up a Trump Shane Gillis clip here. Let's see. Let me pull this up. This is, I mean, maybe I'll get stopped for this, but who
Fox
knows?
is Trump. It's a lot of great people on both sides. Lots of great people on both sides. I know Harry. He's a great person. He couldn't vote for me at the time. Now he can vote for me once he gets out. I love Snoop Deal Double G. Great person.
So do you love Death Row Records?
I love Death Row. I love Death. Excuse me.
It's incredible.
I got tagged in that 9,000 times.
It's the only Trump I've ever heard that's better than yours.
Oh,
it's better.
Well, black people are better at things.
This is a challenge.
It's really
Is it
good.
better?
Jamie Foxx.
I don't know. I'm not,
I don't sound like, where's this road taking
Yeah, I
me?
know the next couple.
Nope. He's a black guy. Black guys, they're okay. Pretty good.
I'm not gonna do it.
I can't read this.
I'm not doing it. Dude, some people are way better at the conversational Trump. I can't do that. Like the.
What are
We're
you going to
doing
do
this,
in
we're doing
2024,
that.
Mr. Trump? Is it you haven't announced you're running?
I
again,
haven't
but-
announced it. The crooked FBI. They went into my house. Not good. They didn't find anything.
Mr. Trump, how do you feel about gay rights?
I like it, but they're going a little overboard with the dancing. A lot of dancing. I don't know about that.
Trump, throw him out in chains.
Please. Trump.
Would that be
Man.
amazing?
What would Trump
Get
drink?
Trump on your show?
I've had the opportunity to have him on my show more than once. I've said no every time. I don't want to help him. I'm not interested in helping him.
The night is still young. We'll see.
If I have him on, the night is still young.
Yeah.
You think I'll
No,
have him on?
I think you'll have him on.
Really? Why do you think that? Because you'll have Putin on?
And you're competitive as no.
Trump doesn't drink, dude.
At all.
Damn, you'd have chicken for him.
We
Imagine
get some
if you could just get
McDonald's
him-
and amphetamines
That's
for the boys.
bullshit.
Imagine if that's the first time he drinks.
Yeah.
I don't buy that at all.
I
That
don't
Trump
even
doesn't
know
drink.
that.
I'm sure he's drunk. I'm sure he's done tons of coke. I think he just he likes to tell people that he doesn't drink. It's bullshit. Bullshit.
Your show.
Oh,
Heard about it. I'll try it.
imagine his Twitter
Mr.
drunk.
Trump,
His drunk Twitter.
Oh, I mean, his Twitter before would say, but his drunk Twitter would be bananas.
It'd be meaningful. It'd be like, check out the sunset.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Right,
true.
tones down a little
He
bit.
would just get like kind
Could
of like
you
emotional.
imagine drunk Trump?
Oh man, that's a character.
Yep.
Gillian Keys, write it.
We fucked that up.
Drunk
that was
Trump.
that was a layup. We didn't even think of that.
Yeah, you just see
gotta
him
go.
like,
Well, just do
oh,
it now.
shit.
Just do it now.
Yeah,
Still do
yeah.
it.
Keith,
Do it now.
Season
Dude.
3.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of guys coming out here. Jamie Foxx, what a great guy. Look at my African American over there. He's
There you go.
I saw the
Wait,
I
you
saw
saw
the
him?
king, dude. I went to Mar-a-Lago.
Wait.
I was in Mar-a-Lago.
What?
Yeah. That shit was so nice.
Man, he's one of the better comedians today too. Jesus Christ. I hope he does
Yeah,
another good
I mean,
special.
I realized that like when you were going through the playlist and kept getting his clips and Tom Segura clips mixed in with all the other ones, it's like they just stood out above everyone in that algorithm and compilation. It's just I don't know. It's just maybe it's just more taste, but they just seem just better than the other people that were getting mixed in.
It's like a fresher thing, you know. And I think I saw the new Tom Segura special. It's not that good, but I think his older specials were really good. I think he is just a good comedian too. It was still funny, the new one. There's a new one he's got on Netflix right now. But even that
I got a question real quick. Sorry. I got offered Mike Williams, Goddard, and Gabriel Davis for Cooper Hawkinson and Lazard. I gotta take that, right?
Ugh. Say it again. All right, so Cooper, Hopkinson, Lazard. Okay, what's the other one? What's the other choice?
I'm giving up Cooper, who I'm not that crazy about, Hawkinson, who I already have shares of, and Lazard, who is like garbage.
Nothing.
And they're giving me Mike Williams, Goddard, who I don't
good.
like, but I mean he's not
I
that
don't like
far
that.
off from Hawkinson. And
No,
Gabe
he
Davis.
is. Oh no. Yours is better. I think Davis and Lazard are comparable.
Wow, you really hate him. You hold a grudge,
I
man.
don't know. I I think they're
I'm
pretty
gonna make
close.
sure
man.
I'm gonna make a point to never piss you off because
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think Gabe Davis is that good. I watched him play. I remember thinking like, this guy fucking sucks. Like, this guy's like a depth receiver that's getting like
all of a sudden.
I don't know. I thought he looked like a depth receiver getting drafted in the third, second round of fucking fantasy last year.
Well,
I watched him
that
the whole
was
time
definitely
thinking
too
like, this guy's
early.
gonna be good. He's the second
know
guy
why?
under
He had-
Diggs. No, he's
He
not.
had 200 yards receiving and 3 touchdowns in the playoffs. That's why that happened.
No, yeah, I get it, but that's like sometimes guys come out in the playoffs because they're hyped up. You know, it's like look at the Giants. Look at David Tyree. Look at that catch. Look at that fucking catch. Was David Tyree
but nobody was
anything?
drafting David Tyree in
Anything.
the 3rd round the next year.
No, but no, I bet you he went higher than he should have. You know, I'm sure he got
I
like
was
pumped
not-
up.
I don't know if I was doing shit back then to really know the difference.
I don't honestly know if fantasy football was even like online at that point. You know, we're talking early era of internet.
Yeah,
I mean,
don't
for
know how much
fantasy.
was really going on.
Well, not for internet, but for fantasy, yes. That would have been 2007. So I don't really know. I don't really know if fantasy was going on right then. Or 2008. Was there 2008?
I was not.
No, there
paying
was,
attention.
but I don't know if it was popular on the
I've heard
internet.
boomer stories of baseball people finding out what happened from newspapers and faxes and shit like that.
You know what? I'm gonna look this up. I'm looking this up right now. I think David Tyree might be going higher than you think. No, maybe not. Maybe not. Top receiver back then in 2008 was Randy Moss, and then Terrell Owens, then Braylon Edwards. Remember him?
On the
Remember Reggie
Browns.
Wayne?
Or wait, was
Remember-
Braylon Edwards on the Jets or the Browns?
He was on
I
the
think Jets
Browns.
drafted him,
Then.
but then he was good on the Browns.
TJ
You remember Peyton
Hushmanzada.
Bells?
Remember TJ Hushmanzada?
Yeah, on the Bengals. He was actually he was secondary to Chad Ochocinco, but I guess this was before Chad Johnson broke out.
Anquan Bolden.
Russell
Did he go to the
Palmer.
Giants? Did Anquan Bolden play for the Giants? I feel like he might have. Am I crazy?
Maybe towards the end.
I think he might have played for the Giants. No, he didn't. He played for the Bills. I knew he was on a New York team. It might have been in like a fucking Madden league that I got him to be a receiver or something. I feel like I've played with
I
him
remember
in
they
Madden.
used to like fuck my head up when we would build those teams.
It
based
felt
off
real
the
in real
cards
life.
and stuff, and everyone was all out of place and shit.
Oh, dude, people hate that much shit. People hate it now. I don't blame them because it's like Madden is just relying on like that bullshit. It's bullshit. You have to pay to get players. You have to pay to get old players. It's bullshit. I get why people hate it. It's a
I get it too. It's not only that, but like all
It's
these
cheap, man.
pay-to-play games are very
It's pay to play.
insidious and prey upon children, like abusing their parents or just outright stealing like their financial information and getting like a bunch of weird outfits and dances and shit on Fortnite and all that kind of stuff.
Right. Well, speaking of that, speaking of weird dances and gay Fortnite shit, we got Disney stock. Disney stock is continuing to dive. I've looked this up. And not too much. Remind you that. I mean, I closed out stock on Friday. It was at what is it? It was Friday at like 5 p.m. Yeah, like 81.70, 81.80 around there. And now it's dipped down to 81.19. So we're not seeing a gigantic drop, but it's still going down. And we had some comments on our video. You know, I clipped out that video from last Friday, and I had some people saying like, dude, this is gonna get below $70. Like, you'll see. So I wonder. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to get below $70. That would be surprising. This would be like the biggest tank it's hit in like 20 years. It's crazy. At least 15. But what's the outlook looking like for Disney stock? What do they have coming that's good? Is there anything on the horizon? The only thing I can think of that might make money is that Mustafa prequel Lion King movie. And even that, it's like people are sick of sequels. People are sick of prequels. So I don't know. They need like a Frozen movie to hit. They need like a big hit.
People are more sick of prequels than sequels.
I think it's the same thing to people. When you look at it and you see like, all right, I've seen this before. I don't care if it's a prequel or a sequel. I've seen it, But I don't know. I don't think Jon Favreau's. I don't know. I don't think that matters. I don't know if Gutter's doing the movie, if it matters or not.
We need some Gutter clips.
We need some
in the rotation.
PCU stuff.
Yeah. That's with the Jeremy Piven. Look.
This is a good mystery. No. Just stand there.
I missed my chance here to talk about when Liam Neeson was talking about Star Wars. It reminded me of
son is in that movie too.
Oh yeah, he is. He is.
Busey.
Yeah, he's a Busey, sure.
You know what he's
as
that fucking boner comedy that we talked about for a little bit.
Tomcats.
Yeah.
As Han's story came to an end in Force Awakens, how did you feel about the ending? Did you feel good about the ending? Do you like the way his story ended up? Did you see that as Han's ending? Are you looking forward to watching a Han Solo movie as a fan?
Not really.
Oh man, I love that honesty. That's the same thing like with Liam Neeson. I think when you get to a certain age, you don't care what you say. By the way, oh no, it's looping. Oh, it's looping. It's like I just Bob Barker is dead, by the way. Rotting in hell with the Smash Mouth guy. They might as well be walking in the sun, right?
Bob Barker's dead. Yeah. A lot
They're
of people
both
were
burning in
calling him,
brimstone.
It's sad nobody knows his name because a lot of people are calling him either the Smash Mouth guy, the Guy Fieri guy, or the fucking superstar guy.
Well, I guess that's why he had a drinking problem.
I even saw
now you
Mr.
get why it is.
Smashmouth. Somebody referred to him as Mr. Smashmouth.
Mr. Smashmouth? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sad. Well, now you get why he had a drinking problem. I would too.
Right. That and he probably goes on those nostalgia tours where you got to play 3 songs 20 fucking times in a row, and then everyone gets bored eventually.
Yeah, when like an animated donkey's more popular than you for your own song, I think it makes sense then. I know
you got any Shrek's life clips? That might be a good thing to mix in too.
Nah, Shrek is that you'll get canceled for that thing these days.
Fear, F-E-A-R. F-E-A-R. That stands for false evidence appearing real.
Yeah.
Romance, do you know what it stands for? It stands for relying on magnificent and necessary compatible energy. Relationship, R-E-L-A-T-I-O-N-S-H-I-P. That stands for really exciting love affair, turns into nightmare, sobriety hangs in peril.
So true, too. So true. The magic is over at Disney with $900 million lost on recent releases. By the way, this does not include Indiana Jones and the Haunted Mansion. So, by the way, that's gone up probably another over $1 billion. Over $1 billion. 1.5, 1.3 millions lost on
It's all chump change.
Disney. Well, this is why the stock's down. You start to think like why, and it's just like, well, there's nothing going on good for the movies, and then even their, all their platform, their Disney Plus, it's shed 11.7 million subscribers. This is going back 3 weeks ago. It's had this big thing, and they're trying to crack down on passwords, which I don't think it really works. I think they're just desperate for money. And then I saw this from New York Post. Disney's getting sued over fraudulent claims, which is, I think this is gonna be a big thing in the weeks to come. It's also it's funny. This speaks to the fact that I feel like it's every day, every week, there's something new that's bad about Disney. It's like you don't even have to like look for it. It's just like right in your face. They're just like not doing any good decision. And they replaced Bob Chapek. It's just like obvious.
It can't be by accident at this point,
I don't even know. I'm starting to wonder if it. Oh wow, there's that Blindside guy for a second there. He's suing Sandra Bullock's character. But yeah, there's a fraudulent scheme that's saying essentially.
He's been saying they fabricated shit out of that though. It's not even new.
For like 10 years. No, it's not new. But these fraudulent claims are coming to saying that Disney's streaming numbers are all faked, which is what everyone's been saying for a long time. So we'll see how much money, once the strike is over, we'll see how much money they're actually making, which is probably lower than everyone thinks. That ain't good. And then I think there's still not been a deal with the cable issue with Charter, which is Spectrum. So I'm telling you, Cablevision's going to have it happen soon. Verizon's going to have it happen soon. Disney does not want to give any deals to the cable companies. I think they kind of want to kill the cable companies, at least so maybe people go to Disney Plus or ESPN Plus or whatever, the Ocho. I heard the Ocho is coming soon.
That was the that was from Dodgeball, wasn't it?
I think it could be. Remember they had some fun. They had like squirrels. What is it, like jet skiing and shit? I mean, maybe I don't know. I might not be able to get away with this, but let's see. See if we can get away with this clip.
McKnight, and with me, as always, is my partner in crime, Pepper Brooks. Pep,
Yeah, Cotton. Hey, everybody, 32 teams in play. That means 4 wins is going to get you in the final match, with that 5th win getting you the $50K that everyone's chasing.
Oh, my sweet Jesus.
That's right.
And we'll get our first glimpse of the average Joe squad sporting some unwieldy uniforms.
I feel like I'm watching a share video, Cotton. Oh, is he going to feel that tomorrow or what, Cotton? Right in his beak.
Time! Time is up! It looks like the clock is about to strike midnight on this Cinderella story, turning average Joes into the proverbial pumpkin.
I sure do like pumpkins, Cotton.
Jason Bateman's good.
Yeah, really good. I think he's he understands comedy very well.
Movie, but even that Horrible Bosses movie is not that bad with him and Charlie. And, I don't like Jason Sudeikis at all.
And Paul too. The movie Paul. He actually had a funny part. I think he understands comedy.
Doesn't he die at the end?
No, I think he gets shot, but I think he lives.
Well, you know what I mean.
I know what you're talking about.
Average Joe's wins in a shocking upset.
I feel shocked.
Now it's right in the testicles.
Ouch, down population, you, bro.
Incredible! It's blood on blood. I can't believe it.
It's just not believable, Cotton.
They are going to the finals to play Globo Gym for $50,000.
Typical play-by-play color commentator thing right there. We just have like an idiot on color. Typical ESPN. That's a good joke there.
How much do you think was improvised?
Probably a good bit. I could see that. I feel like he's like imitating someone he knows in Hollywood.
I saw an I'll buy you one heck of a pumpkin.
Right you are, Pep. What do you think, Pep?
Cotton, hey,
I spoke with White Goodman before today's match, and he told me that his team really wants to win this one.
Yes, no, I'm being told that Average Joe's does not have enough players and will be forfeiting the championship match.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him. It's all up to Average Joe's youngest member. He's got to make a play here, Pepper. Word, Cotton. I love you. Joni loves Chachi. 2 players left on each side. What a match. What a sport. 2 positions. Looks like it's going to be a 2-on-1, a menage a trois of pain. Usually you pay double for that kind of action, Cotton. Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, is a movie I didn't exactly like at the time, but back in the day where we had comedy movies, you had your choice. Now it's like you look at a comedy movie and you're like, oh god, they probably would never make that today, which is sad.
You trying to say comedy's dead?
Oh, I mean, well, yeah, punk rock's dead, all rock's dead.
They're not punk rock's dead, just rock is dead.
I think what's the guy's James Taylor's dead.
I saw an interview with Larry David and Ricky Gervais, and Larry David pretty much said like Curb is 80%
done, man.
Improvised.
Yeah. But Curb's, I think this is the last season.
Based on notes he has in a couple different notepads that he keeps with him, but really the structure of every episode is somewhat there, and then other than that, the time filled is just take upon take, trying to, play with whatever scenes he
Yeah, it feels like that. It feels like that too. I mean, I think this is the last season. I don't know when it's gonna happen, but I know the last season's coming soon. I heard he's just done with it. He is up there, so get it. It's gonna be coming to an end after 12 seasons. So season 12 will probably be happening. I mean, probably the fall, which is coming up in I don't know, a few days. Really?
The fall?
I don't know if there's a release date. Yeah, I mean it's supposed to happen.
Are we in the fall? I feel like we're getting we're either in it or about to be in it.
Yeah, I mean I'm hearing a release date for like fall, October 2023. So pretty soon. Gonna be really soon. I think I see Ted Danson's in like a fat suit, which is cool. They're making Ted Danson be like a fat guy. That's a good idea, right? I'm sure Larry David loves that.
Well, do you remember when Larry had that ass injury and he was stuck at home, and he came over to his house thinking he was there to see him because he was concerned about the injury, but he really just wanted his permission to date Cheryl? That's when I realized Becker was like just an absolute piece of shit.
Well, I think it's always been a contest, like a rocky relationship between them two. I think I'm not sure as far as the overlap on Cheers and Seinfeld, but I always thought Cheers was pre-Seinfeld. So I kind of wonder if that's something to do with it.
Competitors.
They might have been for a little bit. I mean,
towards the end, maybe.
I mean, towards the end, Cheers went to 93, and when did Seinfeld really? I mean, Seinfeld took a little bit to get going, but Seinfeld started in 89, but probably by 93 was probably pretty popular. Yeah, that would have been like season 4 of Seinfeld, which is good seasons. Like after season 1, it was all like pretty good. Yeah, no, all right, yeah, I'm looking at this. The 5th season of Seinfeld. There's only 9 seasons total, so we're looking at like the exact middle of Seinfeld, which is like the heyday was going on when Cheers was ending. So I think there was a little bit of a. Gary Shandling. I don't know if he was ever on Curb. I don't think he
I wonder if
was.
that's on purpose. I feel like they
Probably
would
would
have
have been.
combination.
I don't know if he was on Curb. He could have been. He was friends with Jerry. He was friends with Larry David. Actually, in the same studio of the Larry Sanders Show, the room over was Seinfeld, so they would actually shoot on the same set with Larry Sanders and Seinfeld. So I know Jerry was friends with him. I'm sure Larry David was too. I think.
Where do you think
I don't think
the
Gary.
whole David Duchovny trying to fuck Larry thing came from?
That Gary. I don't know. I don't know where that whole bit for Larry Sanders Show came from. It's a good bit though.
It's a good bit.
Maybe, I think it came from the fact that he's friends with David Duchovny. It's like, I want to give this guy a comedic bit because he doesn't get any comedy. Like he wasn't doing any comedy at the time. You know, he was doing X-Files and what he can get. So he wasn't getting any of that.
Well, he had that Alien movie that was supposed to be a comedy.
Yeah, but that happened later.
Fuck, what's the name of it? The guy from the Sprite commercials.
Wasn't it called Evolution?
Julianne Moore. I like Julianne Moore a lot. She, even in bad movies, she's good.
Yeah, she's looked like 40 years old for 80 years.
Do you ever go to drink something and the ice shifts around in the glass and then accidentally pours all over the fucking place?
Oh yeah, yeah, it's the worst.
Because
That's that can happen, man. That's not a good thing. Well, I'm dealing with a fucking stand that keeps fucking up for me.
I know. I'm hearing a lot of movement going on. A lot of rustling.
Not a rustling.
Yeah, which is not a word I've used in a long time. I don't think I've said the word rustling in
a coon's age, huh?
Ugh. Well,
You haven't heard that in a coon's age. You ever heard that term?
Well, since I got some Disney stock, it's been coming up in my email.
You'll hear that, man. Talk to Bob Iger on the phone.
No, I think they're going to remake
every other
Son of
word.
the South soon, actually.
Yeah, I've been talking about it. I really want to watch Song of the South and see, like, is it as bad as people remember? Because I don't think it is.
We
I
could
do
do
not
that
think it is.
video, but I really don't know if I want to.
Should we say we'll make a whole video? Song of the South's not racist. I think people will love that. People will love that.
You could definitely do that video. I don't know how well it's going to go over.
Some of our recent clips have actually gotten some pretty good play. What is it? I was looking at it. I was looking at it today. Yeah, our Rachel Zegler sucks video has like 900 views. I think because she does suck, and everyone agrees with it. That's a pretty good.
Yeah,
that's a pretty good
horrible.
number
She's really
for us.
horrible.
Yeah, I mean, I think it makes me think I got to do some more Rachel Zegler sucks videos.
I mean, I'd give her a
Not
pass
hard.
if
It's
she
not
was
easy to do.
overwhelmingly good looking and attractive, but she's so mediocre at best.
I mean, I think if I saw her in person, I'd be like, okay, she's attractive.
I think Brie Larson is now feeling a lot better about herself, given this bitch is taking the mantle of, most obnoxious woke asshole.
That could be the case. What's my next thing here? James Gunn has deleted his Facebook account because of recent posts that have been come to light. They've resurfaced. Who would have ever thought James Gunn had to deal with any more
Yeah,
past
whoever thought
social
that
media?
people could dig up old, really weird, ambiguous shit to use against you. That's never
Oh
happened.
yeah, it's come out. I mean, I'm just gonna go right into it. The stuff that's come out with him. Here's some of his stuff he said, and this is, by the way, the guy who's running DC. So take that in mind. He's now running this company. He's talking trash on all their old stuff.
Yeah, I'm sure he has no bias or affiliation.
Well, you know what I have to say? Like, I don't hate his opinion. I think his opinion's like not bad. I might have more of an affinity towards Michael Keaton's Batman, maybe because I was a kid. But let's
No,
read
I
this.
love Michael Keaton, man. I was so fucking pissed when the other Boylan girl won over what I thought was going to be his like a lifetime achievement award. You know?
Yeah. But he said,
I think it was for
Keaton
Birdman.
Yeah, it was for Birdman. Keaton did have a. You're talking about Eddie Redmayne, not Boylan girl or some bullshit.
Eddie Redbone, yeah, the other Boylan guy.
Yeah. What was that for the
Oh no,
Danish girl?
the
Danish girl.
Yeah, the Danish guy, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Danish boy or whatever. I don't
The
know.
other Danish guy won over
The other Boylan Danish person.
They're cousins at this point.
Yeah. Well, cousins who fuck. So here's what James Gunn said. Keaton did have a ridiculous voice. Did he? I actually don't think he really did compared to Ben Affleck and Christian Bale. I think it sounded fine. That said, I'd rather put up with a ridiculous voice than the horrible action sequences and acting barely worth of a Batman TV show. He's referring to Christopher Nolan's movies. So I give you a thumbs up right there, Mr. Gunn. B, I have no idea how you can think that Burton's Batman has more similarities with Moore. He's talking about Alan Moore, or Miller's Batman. He's talking about Frank Miller, the Killing Joke author and Joker than Nolan does. And listen, I promised both Nolan films. I don't think either one is a classic. I really like hearing that because I totally agree. And I don't even really think Batman Begins is good. I totally agree. That movie sucks. Like that one and the third one sucks. The second one's okay only because of Heath Ledger and a few action sequences that happened really early in the movie that kept people like into the movie. That's my opinion of it. That first opening scene is good, and that's why people like the movie. Which you can say with a lot
But
of
it's
movies.
just a ripoff of fucking Heat or some shit.
Yeah, it is. It's a big ripoff of Heat, but that's that worked. I mean, look at fucking Fast and Furious. It's a ripoff of Point Break, and people love it just because of that. Like that's all it needed. You got to rip off the good thing. C, none of your defenses get by the fact that despite the first cinematic dark take on Batman, which I'm assuming he's talking about Nolan right there, because that's more of a dark take. I don't know, or maybe he's talking about Michael Keaton. I don't know. So what? Stallone's Judge Dredd was the first dark take on Judge Dredd, and that movie's awful. Yeah, it's a pretty bad movie. I don't blame him on that. He's not wrong. And he said, okay, yeah, and Jack Nicholson as the Joker is Jack Nicholson in The Shining with shitty clown makeup. Fuck you and everyone involved with that travesty.
No, that's a bad take.
Yeah, I agree with that. I actually don't agree. Like, I think Jack Nicholson is not trying to be the Shining character at all. It's very different vibe of
Well,
character.
he doesn't need to be the Shining character. He was the fucking
he's like
Shining character.
The Shining character is very like subdued for a long time, and then there's no similarities.
The
There really aren't.
Like the take in itself is stupid because he was the Shining character, so he doesn't need to be what he already was amazing in. I mean,
But it doesn't feel like a retread. It doesn't feel like a retread where he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna just take the same fucking role I did." It doesn't feel like that at all. It feels like I don't know.
The
Joker
context
character is really wacky.
It's completely like one role is insular to a cast of like 5 fucking people. The other role is some giant Hollywood big budget film. Like, what do you even mean?
Yeah, and here's some more stuff from good old James, the guy running DC, the one who made these movies. The Tim Burton Batman is a poorly written. The soundtrack is the worst work of everyone involved. I mean, I will say this: Danny Elfman has done way better soundtracks. But you know what? It's still iconic. You can almost remember that score, so you got to give it that. I can remember a lot of that Batman score, and it is absolutely one of the most boring films ever. Which, you know what? There's some truth. Batman Returns really picked it up after that. Not only that, but the Joker as the killer of Bruce Wayne's parents spits in the face of Batman's origin, and is a nullification of the bottomless thirst for vengeance that necessarily drives Batman. That is a little bit truth. There's some truth there. It was not Joker who killed the parents. It was, I think, just a nameless criminal, just to kind of show that
Yeah, but
Gotham's curated.
he was right next to the guy. They were partners.
No, it's in the comic. It's totally different. It's just like a nameless criminal.
Okay.
Just kind of to show that Gotham's gone to shit. It's not like connected to the Joker or anything. But I don't think that's a bad idea though to connect it, because then you could kind of like give motivation for Batman to hate the Joker. I don't mind that. I get that it's not the same thing as the comic, but that's like a very nerdy take, like that you need it to be exactly like the comic. Come on. I don't. I think that's fine. Yeah, I mean, and on top of everything, the dark creature of the night can't even move his neck. His fucking neck. Give me a fucking break. It's ridiculous. Awful film. Burton's Planet of the Apes is a genius movie in comparison. Now I have to disagree. I've seen Planet of the Apes. I had it on Blu-ray, DVD. I used to like it, like for what it was. But I think I'm a little bit of a Planet of the Apes fan, so that could be that. Early movie I remember watching as a kid is the Charleston Heston Planet of the Apes movie. So I've always had a fondness for a few things. I remember my uncle showed me Planet of the Apes, the 1968 movie, and then The Predator. So I've always had a fondness for both those two movies, probably just by seeing those movies at a young age. But I don't think the Tim Burton Planet of the Apes movie is terrible. I don't think it's great either. I like Tim Roth. I think Tim Roth had a good character in that movie. Had a good acting cast. Paul Giamatti plays an orangutan. Can you really ask for much more than that? Come on. Do you really want someone else to play the orangutan other than Paul Giamatti? You want John Lovitz to play the orangutan? There's only a few choices you could have for orangutan pick. All right. Maybe Chris Farley. Someone would I don't know. I thought it was an okay movie. You have Marky Mark, Sent Back in Time. That could have been a better choice. But this was pre what we know of Marky Mark now. So probably would have worked out better nowadays. I'm still I guess it's gonna happen. I saw that that's something Warner Brothers is gonna do. They're gonna reboot Planet of the Apes because it's just they got nothing else. Don't come up with a new movie. Just reboot something old. That's what you do these days. But since this whole thing, James Gunn's come out and said that this is fake. I didn't even say this. He's deactivated and deleted his accounts, which is, tell you what, I'd say it's a smart move. Distance yourself from this shit, old James. I like James Gunn. I'm a fan. I think he's done good stuff with the Guardians of the Galaxy. I like the Peacemaker show. I thought it was a really good show. It's actually I don't hear too many people talking about it, but I like Peacemaker. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. I thought it was. I'm not a fan of John Cena, but this was actually like John Cena done well. So if he can do that, I feel like he can do pretty good with the DC universe. What's he wearing here? He's wearing some kind of. Is this an Alice Cooper shirt? I can't tell. This is back when James Gunn was dyeing his hair brown. Now he's at least let it go full gray. But also, this comes to mind also, do you really care about a guy who was talking shit on a movie 11 years ago, does it really matter? I'd say it's fine. Who cares? He can have an opinion and not like everything. It's sad to say that you have to like every fucking DC movie. Come on. Like, I've seen Batman vs Superman. I'm sure he has too. There's not much to like. There is not much to like in either cut. That long cut that's fucking 4 hours. Jesus. Who asked for that? Who wanted that Snyder? I guess a bunch of probably 1 million people on the internet wanted the Snyder cut. You got it. I saw it. It was fucking horrible. Not good. The first one was bad. It was worse, but still the Snyder cut was not good either. So don't act like that's a good movie. Like, please, there's been nothing good from Snyder in the whole series. The only thing that's been good of recent DC is that Wonder Woman was all right with Chris Pine being the main character. Pretty much, that was interesting, and everything else has sucked. So I think it makes sense. I mean, I think it's fine. What else do I have to talk about? Yeah, I wanted to talk about some bad horror movie reboots because we're getting into spooky season. We're dabbling on the edge of spooky season. It's September, so we're getting close to that. So mind you that. Another thing I wanted to talk about was I recently saw the first episode of a show called One Piece. It's an anime series that's been brought to live action to Netflix, and so far, I was actually pretty entertained. I had a very low bar. I had an incredible, I'm talking like a midget with a jumping disorder could have jumped over this bar. So I had a very low bar. We're talking like Mexican jumping bean level low. So we're talking like 3 feet at the most.
Yeah,
Low
I
bar.
feel bad for a midget who has any kind of disorder on top of that already.
Yeah, like they're midget and they can't jump high. Like they have on top of it, they can't jump high. They have more of like a stat decrease.
Do midgets qualify for the Special Olympics, or it's more mental than physical?
I think that's more mental than physical. But we know about those that Special Olympics, man. They're only caring about tits and John Cena. So it's kind of like James Gunn. I'm gonna pause for laughter right there. I'm continuing the pause for laughter right there. Yeah, so I want to talk about horror movies, the worst horror reboots, because we're getting into spooky season.
I feel like you're not supposed to say pause for laughter. That's more of like a subtitle.
That was kind of the joke.
You're getting too
That
meta.
was the joke. Yeah, I guess horror movie reboots. Oh, by the way, One Piece is actually pretty cool. So check out One Piece. I saw the first episode. I actually liked it. I've seen the first
anime,
episode.
isn't it?
Yeah, so I'm gonna get some context on this. I remember hearing about this as an anime, and I had a coworker who was like, "Oh, check this anime. It's really good."
And manga, or
manga, I think is a comic. I think manga's manga. I don't think is animation.
Form and one's video form, or
correct. I think one's like manga is comic form only, and anime is animations essentially in the name. But I saw it it's a live action version of One Piece. I've seen both. I saw the anime and I was like, I don't really like it because I don't really like anime, but I get what you like here. Like I get it. I kind of like a lot of the concepts. It's got this pirate thing going on. It's got kind of like a ninja thing going on. So I was like, okay, that's kind of cool.
I feel like that's a common takeaway a lot of people have is I don't like it, but I get it.
Yeah, that's exactly what I felt about One Piece. I was like, I understand why people would like this, but the live action show, I saw the first episode. I liked it. I thought it was like, it's got a big fantasy vibe to it with pirate stuff, with kind of like ninja stuff, and I kind of thought it was interesting. And then there's also a girl in there with some big ass titties who's one of the main characters, and
That always
I
helps.
give a plus to that. That always helps. But yeah, so I saw the first episode and I thought it was actually pretty good. So I got to watch more of it to see if I like it. But it's very over the top. I like it. I thought the animation was good. I thought the 3D animation, the CG looked nice. What I'm saying. I thought the story was all right. So I like the character. The main character, Luffy, was pretty ridiculous. So I didn't mind that. I kind of liked it. A little over the top. I expected really low things, so I was impressed. But things that were expectations that didn't really meet the means. This brings us to the next thing. Worst horror movie reboots. This is coming up because we're in spooky season. This is spooky season, man. We're entering. We're either entering or we're in spooky season. Depends how you look at it.
October is.
I'd say September, man. September starts spooky season.
Ugh.
Go.
You're reaching.
Go
man.
look at
This is
Target, man.
This is Thanksgiving month, isn't it?
No, Thanksgiving's after Halloween.
Oh fuck.
No, dude, I already saw like fucking Halloween shit in Target in like early August. So it's been here. We're in spooky season, man. This is official.
Okay.
The Texas Chainsaw Massacre reboot from 2022, I did not see. I'm glad I did not see it. I didn't even know this exists. I know there was one with Jessica Biel that I also did not see.
Yeah, that one's very tamed, and she's got some scenes in a wife beater that's kind of see through. That's about all you could remember from the whole thing.
Nice. I mean, I'm also getting ad targeted to Book of Mormon, as you see here. They know what I'm talking about.
Wow, they don't take long. It's not even
Yeah,
about search history anymore. They're going off of just verbal stuff.
Yeah, I guess my mic is on enough for them to hear. Let's advertise to this asshole. I'm not going to go see it, so it's not going to work, guys. So, I'll tell you that now. Number 13, Halloween 2007. This is the Rob Zombie Halloween, which honestly looks a lot better nowadays compared to the new Halloween series, in my opinion. I think this is
Didn't that have some
not that
connection
bad.
to Jody Hill and Danny McBride?
Yeah, Dan McBride and David Gordon Green wrote
Oh
and
yeah,
directed.
I mixed that up.
Yeah. Yeah, it was more David Gordon Green. I don't think I'm sure Jody Hill could have been involved. He could have been involved in producing it or something, but I know it was more David Gordon Green. And dude, those movies do not work. And they're doing Exorcist series, and I don't really get why. Like that got greenlit while they're making the Halloween series, and it's like, why? Like, wouldn't you wait till these guys make their series and see if it works or not? I think I'd rather have. I guess so. I guess it's just like, we know we're gonna need to reboot this. Why not have you guys do it? They'll probably reboot it again. I think that's another thing. It's like, like we can just keep continuing making these movies because it has a market for Halloween. And you know what? It's definitely true. Seeing next week, I think The Nun comes out. The Nun 2 comes out.
Yeah, I
which
saw some
think
trailers for that. It flies around like a what was that shit from Harry Potter? The Dementors? Reminds me of that
Yeah.
shit a little bit.
I think it's connected to those with those other movies. The fuck, what is it? Patrick Wilson. I like Patrick Wilson. He's in those movies. What is those movies? Not Insidious. Paranormal something.
Paranormal Activity?
I think I'm wrong on that. The Conjuring. I think these all come
Oh
from.
yeah, it's just a spin-off for that.
Yeah, I think this Nun is a spinoff of The Conjuring. This is the second. This is the Nun
Yeah,
too. It's
that's
a
what I'm
spinoff of a
saying.
spinoff.
Yeah, it's just a spinoff.
Spinoff of spinoff. The best Rob Zombie movie is Devil's Rejects. That's actually like a pretty good.
I like
good
it.
movie.
I think a lot of his fan base still prefers House of a Thousand Corpses, even though it's not as good.
No, it's definitely not. The Devil's Reject is more of like a refined version of that same movie, kind of a little different, but I mean, I like Captain Spaulding, the clown. I know he's R.I.P. by the way. That guy's dead. I think he died a couple years ago, but he was a creepy looking fuck.
Yeah.
Number 12, One Missed Call. Remember this girl? She like dropped off the face of the world. I forget her name. Rightfully so. But she was God, like she is that the girl from He's All That or something? It's like I can't remember this girl. Or
what's her name?
I don't know. One Missed Call. Search this. Shannon Sozamon. She was from
okay, so she was in
A Knight's Tale. A Knight's
yeah,
Tale.
she was in that Heath Ledger movie, and then she was in that
The Rules of
movie
Attraction.
where, Josh Hartnett or whatever the fuck was not having sex, and then she was in
40 Days and 40 Nights.
No, I was trying to think of that James Van Der Beek movie where they're in college.
The Rules
and
of
they're all
Attraction.
addicts. Yeah.
Rules of Attraction. And then she was also in both Heath Ledger movies, The Order and A Knight's Tale. I think that's got to be the same director. That's got to be like the same director.
You would
They're
think.
like too similar.
Yeah, you would.
I'm looking this up. Brian Helgeland did The Order. Did Brian Helgeland do Knight's Tale? Yes. Yes, he did. I like Knight's Tale better. Prom
Hold
Night.
on. What about the 8 underrated Michael Keaton movies that deserve more credit?
Oh god, what Multiplicity? I'm gonna look at this first. There's some movies I don't know. Maybe we'll get to that maybe next. Let's go to this first. Let's see. Prom Night, 2008. I don't know this movie. Do you know this movie? I think I know that middle
but
girl.
whoever's on the left, that black girl's got some big ass titties.
Yeah, the girl in the middle, I think, is an X. She shows her tits
That's
in X.
Brittany
By the way.
Snow.
Yeah, she definitely is an X and shows her tits. So heads
She's
up on that.
in, the first thing I saw her in was John Tucker Must Die, and then I saw her in the singing franchise where they all do that a cappella shit.
Pitch Perfect. Pitch Perfect.
Yeah, right.
My Buddy Valentine 3D. Did not see this. No interest. Carrie the remake. I did see this. This is Chloe Grace Moretz. And this does not hold up. I don't mind her. I don't think this movie is good.
Do you remember that Louis C.K. movie that she was in? Where
Yes,
it was like very weird pedo fucking vibes.
Something daddy.
Yeah, something daddy. Yeah.
Yeah, that was like right after,
weird,
right
man.
before.
That was
the
a
whole
weird
Louis
time
CK.
period. Not only for him, just for everybody.
I Love You, Daddy, and it was basically about
I Love You, Daddy.
Woody Allen. It was like a Woody Allen thing being canceled
Yeah,
and
it
like
was-
being part of it.
It
And
was
then
Louis CK
meanwhile,
being some Woody Allen pedo right before he got canceled for jerking off in front of a bunch of hack female comedians you never heard of again.
yeah, it was like a year before he got canceled. It's very ironic. Poltergeist. Fuck, I didn't even know they made this remake. I love the original, and Toby Hooper is a great director. He did the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. He did the second one.
Wait,
Poltergeist. Did you
I
know about
thought
this? I never heard
Steven
of this.
Spielberg did Poltergeist.
No, Steven Spielberg produced Poltergeist, but Toby Hooper was the director.
Oh, that's so confusing. That's like it's like Trey Parker and Matt Stone being in basketball, even though they were just acting in it, and everyone thought they had like written it. And
Well, it's like,
directed it.
yeah, it's
Is
like
that a
Gremlins.
Mandela
Dude. You know,
effect? It
not
feels like
really.
a
Do you know who
weird,
directed?
like Mandela effect, or like adjacent to a Mandela effect?
Kinda. I mean, do you know who directed Gremlins? Because Spielberg produced that too, and he's kind of his name's kind of all over that as well. Same with Goonies. That was not directed by Spielberg, but produced.
You know what reminds me of
So
when
that's Joe
Quentin
Dante. I think both
Tarantino
movies.
would produce or recommend stuff, and it felt like he had actually directed it, but he didn't. Like the host,
Yeah,
like that.
like Robert Rodriguez stuff. Yeah, like from Dusk Till Dawn kind of feels like Tarantino, but it's not. But it really was, because it was like one of his original scripts he ever wrote. He kept like taking bits from that movie and putting in Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction. That's actually one of the older things he wrote, was Dusk Till Dawn, and he kept mining the script and taking pieces out of it and putting it into other movies. That's kind of why I think all three of those movies have a similar vibe. Number 7, The Stepfather. Yeah, I've seen the 87 one, and it is creepy. I've never seen this reboot.
Yeah, I heard the beginning of the original Stepfather is one of the best opening sequences of any horror movie.
Yeah, it's a creepy movie. Black Christmas. I like the original, and I don't think I mind this one. I remember we watched this. This one's not bad either. I didn't hate this movie. I think there's some good-looking girls in this one, and I think the Weinsteins produced it, so they got it in.
They got their fingerprints all over it.
Oh yeah, they got it in. I think I might have a clip for that, man. The Weinstein's getting it in,
Okay.
or at least good old Harvey getting in, right? Come on, we all know what Harvey did. I think he got it in. Here's an example of that right here. This is primetime Harvey getting it into the award circuit.
Before we begin, I just want to congratulate Harvey and his wife Georgina on the birth of their new baby boy. Harvey gave us just what we needed, another him.
Finally, I thank Harvey Weinstein. The Punisher, that's his
Remember,
nickname. The
all the
Punisher,
people,
yes.
They love him.
Punisher.
Keep thanking you in public. People think we're having an affair.
Don't forget, they loved him at one point.
But nonetheless, if you're choosing sides in the playground before a scrap, I would like to have Harvey Weinstein and Graham King on my side.
Harvey Weinstein, Bob Weinstein, God bless them.
My friends at Miramax for making this film, especially Harvey. And
Harvey, thank you for killing whoever you had to kill to get me up here today.
and to Harvey Weinstein, the
You don't see Renee's
guy on the playground.
Zellweger anymore.
His heart.
Oh no, I think she stopped sucking his dick. So I could have been part of
Sucking
that.
Thank you for
lemons.
saying to do anything for your friends and your
Oh, she's still sucking lemons.
do. Thank you.
And then Harvey Weinstein.
And Harvey Weinstein. Harvey and Bob Weinstein.
Thank you, Harvey Weinstein.
I want to thank Harvey and Bob Weinstein.
My agent, Kevin Uvain, and God, Harvey Weinstein. The Punisher. Old Testament, I guess.
Why do they keep reiterating
Especially
that?
the bomber Weinstein. My
It's so obvious that they like know what's going on. They know what's going
I
on,
know,
and they're
but,
like just
why
joking
is
about it.
This Punisher shit getting so forced.
This was like a little joke because they know it was happening and they don't give a shit, and it's all just accepted now. And then as soon as it turns like, oh, this isn't accepted, they're all anti him. It's essentially what it is. You could tell there's some standouts of Weinstein's wrath is Paltrow, Renee Zellweger, Jennifer Lawrence, and what was that?
Goop.
And Goop, yeah, for sure.
my godfather.
It's better than
Sometimes I call him Jennifer. It's a pet name.
So funny.
Okay.
I would like to thank Harvey Weinstein.
Harvey Weinstein, who believed in us and made this movie.
Harvey, thank
Oh, and it looks like Michelle Williams too. Maybe Matt Damon too. Matt Damon probably got fucked by
Michelle
Weinstein.
Williams was
you to Harvey.
at his table in the other clip you showed earlier.
Yeah, she also touched him when he laughed too. I think that was a indicator there.
Maybe
Maybe that's why
Heath Ledger's dead now.
So I was gonna say maybe he killed Heath Ledger.
For his commitment. And to Harvey.
Oh, definitely, definitely Nicole
Harvey.
Kidman. Yeah, I love that. I was thinking about it. That Australian accent is so weird. You know, like
Harvey, why'd you make me fuck Tom Cruise, who's 5'2" and on a box of? It looks like
I was doing
pillows.
I was doing the Australian accent in my head and just messing around with it and just realizing
Harvey.
how different it sounds from a British accent. I guess they
Was
just got
Naomi
retarded.
Watts better than me?
Well, see, that's British. You know, like if it was Australian, it'd be like Harvey Weinstein. I woke up at 4:45, hit the
Yeah, that's
alarm,
not a very
got
sexy
into
voice.
the army.
Though. Harvey, you want to come
got-
fuck me for this part?
It was 4:45. I hit the alarm and I turned on the TV. I put on Charles in Charge, and stuff like that. Where if it was British, it'd be like it was 4:45.
No, you're not selling
Hit
me
the
on it,
alarm.
though. You're not making a move.
I got the. You're not. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Harvey, you don't
Army.
want to have sex with me for this part?
It's like you enlisted in the army, and I said, "Where's Charles in Charge? Where's that alligator? You call that a knife? This is a knife."
Paul Newman.
Paul Newman is a different guy. I think you're thinking of someone
Hogan.
else.
I was close.
I don't know if you were close. Back to horror movies.
I was off by the last name, so pretty close.
Yeah, Paul something, right? What's his name? I don't even remember that guy.
Weiser.
No, it's a different guy too. He might not be Paul.
What was that fucking movie with Paul
Crocodile
Reiser
Dundee
and,
is somebody else.
Oh shit, Liv Tyler.
Paul Hogan.
One End of McCool's. Do you ever see that movie? One End of McCool's.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's terrible.
It is terrible, but for some reason, it like sticks in my subconscious.
Yeah, there's a lot of movies I didn't realize they remade. House of Wax. I've never seen this remake.
Yeah, you did. That was with Alicia Cuthbert and Paris Hilton.
No, I never seen that. I mean,
Really?
now that
I
you mention
saw
it,
Not in theaters.
I
but
remember.
I saw it somehow.
Like I
But
remember
I
that
tried.
this exists. Now that you said Paris Hilton, but I didn't really remember. I've never seen it.
No, she didn't star in it.
Okay.
Alicia Cuthbert was the star of it.
The Fog remake, I remember. I don't really like the Fog old one. I'm not a
James
big fan of that
Carpenter?
movie. Yeah, it's just too hokey, man. I
never
don't
saw
know.
it.
Like, it's hokey. It's like there's these fog and there's pirates and ghosts. It's just a little too hokey. I never really liked it. I like the main guy that's in the Fog. I think he's always a cop. I like that actor. So I like it just for that. Because what's his name?
Whoa! You see this Book of Mormon fucking ad?
Yeah, they keep going on it, man. I'm telling you, they know what
That
I
is
was talking
some
about.
Weird, fucked up shit. Was that there before we started talking about it?
No, it's as soon as I talked about it. I'm talking about Tom
Man,
Atkins, by
that
the way.
is some fucked up shit. That is
Tom
insane.
Atkins, I like Tom
That's
Atkins, and he was in The Fog. So I do support Tom Atkins in any movie that he's in. So I'm a big fan of him. He has a super realistic vibe.
Oh,
and
Night of
John
the
Carpenter
Creeps.
loved him.
Right?
Yeah, Night of the Creeps.
I love that
The
movie.
Halloween Season of the Witch. He's in. Yeah, I mean, I like him. I'm a big
Night of
fan.
the Creeps
He
would
might
be a
have.
good reboot. Was it? It kind of was. Remember that movie where
Pittsburgh guy. Probably knows. He probably knew. What's his name? That director. The Ramiro. Ramiro was a Pittsburgh guy. I'm sure he's probably met him a few times. Yeah, Adrienne Barbeau in that movie. That's a former lover of David. What's his name? The Twin Peaks guy. Oh God, I wanted to say David Wayne, but I'm way off on that. A way different guy. David Lynch. Yeah, Adrian Barbeau and David Lynch was a couple right there. That's a weird couple.
The movie Slither feels like a ripoff of Night of the Creeps. You ever see that?
That's I think that's James Gunn. I want to say that's a James Gunn movie. Yes, I have seen it. James Gunn's good, man. That's why, like, I have to say, like,
it's really gross and dark.
James Gunn is good. James Gunn wrote and directed that movie.
I like that he
wrote
has
it. He directed.
He has a affiliation with Michael Rooker because Michael Rooker's really fucking underrated.
Yeah.
Henry Portrait
Same
of a Serial
thing.
Killer is a really fucked up movie, but it's really good. It's just it's hard to really recommend or sit through with some people and watch like some fun night out. It's like not a fun experience to.
Yeah, I would say also the same thing with Nathan Fillion, who's in Slither, and I know he's got some connections with James Gunn. Nathan Fillion's really good. He missed his time. I think he's probably a little too old now, but he was really good.
I like Slither.
Firefly, Serenity, Slither.
It felt like
He's a good actor.
It felt like a more aggressive Night of the Creeps, where the slugs are smarter, faster, stronger. They're not as like passive and stupid.
It's actually kind of weird. I'm thinking of Nathan Fillion, and I'm like looking at Tom Atkins. They're kind of similar kind of people. I think they like missed their era of. They should have been more popular at a certain time, and they weren't. But it's just like an actor that it didn't work out, but it should have. That's what Nathan Fillion is. Should have worked out, but it didn't. Same thing with Oh yeah, I guess I should be. I mean, I'm not some Weinstein, so I don't know. But going back to the horror movie reboots, gotta be on here that Nightmare on Elm Street because I've seen that reboot. So here he goes. Yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street. They did a remake without what's his name? Without the main guy, Robert Englund, which is like basically what the series is. The series is Robert Englund.
Rooney Mara stars in it.
She stars in it, and I want to say it might have been made by WWE.
Lot, man. Kate Mara is fucking really hot.
Actually, speaking of this, they talked about this on Red Letter Media. I think Jay Balmer, whatever the guy Jay on Red Letter Media, he was going to be the stand-in for Kyle Gallner because they shot in Chicago. He's got a story about it. There's a whole. If you search the new Red Letter Media talking about the Kyle Gallner trilogy, they talk about this. But there's a connection there to Red Letter Media. And Kyle Gallner is not bad. So some of the movies he's done recently are pretty good. Oh God, they made the Omen again. That's a weird movie to remake. Again, made by Richard Donner, who's again a brilliant filmmaker. Love the Superman 1 and 2 he did. I like Richard Donner.
I don't get why you like those early Superman.
Check it out, man. Check it out. Those Superman movies are good. Richard Donner was the guy who did Lethal Weapon, The Goonies, Lethal Weapon 2. He makes a good movie. I think it's just
They
that.
just seem really dated and fucking lame.
Nah, they're pretty good, man. I don't know. They're just like a good movie.
Why? Like, what's good about it?
It's an entertaining, fun movie. They're very fun. They're fun. I think he knows how to make a fun movie. Like Lethal Weapon's a good example of that. Like he did Lethal Weapon right after. Like he knows how to make a fun
Lethal Weapon reboot
From Always Sunny.
Yeah. I mean, they tarnished
Yeah,
that franchise.
I don't blame you on that. I don't think you're wrong on that. Number 1 here is The Wicker Man. This has its moments. There's something nice about Nicolas Cage overacting. I like both. I've always kind of liked this Nicolas Cage one. But the original is definitely different. I like that folk horror genre. Look at, what's his name? Ari Aster. He's a big influence of The Wicker Man, Hereditary, and Midsommar or whatever. That's got a big folk horror Wicker Man vibe. At least the original from I think it's
Yeah,
I think it's
I had a pretty bad panic attack during the sequence with the people jumping off the cliff.
Oh yeah, that was. I mean, I think we were like,
and I was just like
probably
hyperventilating, and
stoned.
it took me like 5 minutes to just get my shit together and go back into the movie.
Yeah, probably like stoned and high while we're watching this. I kind of
Yeah,
have
it was just
remember.
like very fucked up to where it probably hit me more than it, normally would just seeing it. But I couldn't like get through the scene. I had to leave.
Yeah. We were talking about this earlier, but this is gonna be the last thing we lay off on here is underrated Michael Keaton movies. We're talking about him today. Michael Keaton's a great guy. Even in that Flash movie, pulled it out. It's pretty good. All right, I'm looking at this cover here. I guess they're talking about that McDonald's movie. I've never seen this, but I've heard that the movie The Founder was really good. That's been on my list for a while.
It's really good. I mean, it's sad
gotta check
though
that out.
how bad he fucks them over and takes advantage of them. It really comes down to the real estate of the McDonald's is more important than anything they really do financially for his profit margins and stuff.
Okay, I've seen this movie, Night Shift. It's a Ron Howard movie. It's
Really? I've never come across that.
Yeah, I've seen this movie. It's all right. I mean, I remember this outfit. I remember this like exact scene that they're pulling this screenshot from. That's about all I can say as far as my memory goes on it. Oh, I guess the Fonz is in it. Henry Winkler. Mr. Mom, I've definitely seen that one. I think I've seen that because of Hulk Hogan more than Michael Keaton.
Yeah, I've seen Mr. Mom. I like Terry Garr. She's cute.
Wait,
she's in?
Is that the one? Hold on. Am I thinking the right movie? Is Hulk Hogan in that?
No, you're not. Mr. Mom is with Terry Garr, who was in.
What's the Hulk Hogan movie? What's the one I'm thinking of?
Mr. Nanny or some shit.
Oh, I like that one better.
Oh.
What is that movie?
I don't know.
It's the same concept. It's like the exact same concept. I gotta find it out. Let's see. It's gotta be the early 90s too, right? Mr. Nanny, you're right. It's close. Wow. I like Mr. Nanny better.
I don't think you've seen Mr. Mom.
I probably haven't. I mean, I remember this movie in the video store, but I think I went for Mr. Nanny first. And I skipped Mr. Mom. Johnny Dangerously, you ever seen this movie? I've never seen this. It's an homage to Scorsese game.
I don't know what that is.
Gung Ho, I've never seen this movie ever. Much Ado About Nothing, I've seen this. I've
heard of it, but I never saw it.
I've seen this. I remember seeing this in like film school parts of it. It has some Shakespeare aspects to it.
Much Ado About Nothing. I've never seen a minute of this fucking movie.
The Other Guys, I have seen this movie. It has Will Ferrell
but
and
he's barely in
Mark. Yeah, I wouldn't really put him on this list I wouldn't put this on a Michael Keaton movie list. This is more of a Will Ferrell movie. The Founder, like we were talking about, never seen it, but I heard good things.
It's good. I liked it. I mean, it made me feel bad.
Yeah, he plays Ray Kroc, the guy who fucks over the McDonald's family for life.
Yeah, I mean, the moment they realized they've been taken advantage of is just so sad because they're really trying so hard to not make a shitty hamburger franchise, and then that's exactly what it turns into, and just
Yeah, and this one it's about an attorney who tries to get money for the 9/11 victims. That
that
I don't
sounds
think it
fun.
worked out. I think it's a true story. Yeah, it sounds fun, right? Super fun. Jeez. Well, I think that about settles it up for us. We're at Twitter @wizard_shack, and yeah, check out our videos. We have some clips coming. See you guys.